What is going on, boys and girls? This is Substone Dubs, and we are back again with a review. And this time it is Haikyu to the Top, episode 19, baby. And we are
Let's
back
go.
and going with Karasuno, and they are getting had bad, if I'm being completely honest with you guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
They are getting absolutely smoked.
Miyatsuma is that guy, dude, commanding.
a bad man.
Bro, we start off with the
bro.
silencing of the band, bro. That shit is so fire. Every time I see it, it is like the coolest thing ever.
I'm
I wish
changing
I
the background right now to it.
it is that good. I gotta respect
Yeah.
it, bro. Right off the bat, we see Nishinoya just having a really bad time. They say since we start off like 14-7, we kind of missed the first half of the second set, and we see that we join again the other player and his girlfriend in the crowd explaining that they've been targeting Nishinoya the entire second set. Or I'm sorry, just Atsumu just Atsumu was only he was attacking him
Because Nishino really struggles with the jump serves or the floater serve. So if their whole like concept was if their libero couldn't pick it up, like everyone else is gonna start to like worry and doubt themselves, and it really is like a mental game at the end of things.
Yeah. So he gets two service aces, and you see Nishinoya get like really stressed. So he takes like a deep breath.
He starts doing some push-ups.
He does some finger push-ups. I think that's that's a callback to one of the earlier seasons. I think the first season actually.
It's like from one of those training arcs where when they would lose, they'd either like run or do finger push-ups.
Yeah. So that was really cool. It was nice to see it like a callback.
Yeah, the serving practice or the receiving practice.
Yeah.
Wait, that shit was so funny watching them dive like after every loss, and it just was continued. They just kept going. But it was an interesting start to the episode to see like Nishinoya. Like I like this about Haikyu though. We just started right back into the action. Like after the Nekoma arcs, we just kind of bam back into the action, baby. We get to see Karasuno just getting demolished pretty much. And it wasn't looking too good even at the end of the episode. Like
but throughout the episode, we really highlight some key players on the Inarizaki team, and we really start off with one of their main middle blockers. I think his name is Suna Rintaro, and I think this was something that we talked about previously, where it's like it's always been Miya Atsuma or Miya Osumu, and we really haven't seen any other players, but I'm glad they kind of. Oh yeah.
Oh, and Ace.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So we're finally like touching on some more players, which is really nice.
Yeah, this is actually something me and Tuni talked about again. I was like, this team just keeps on giving and giving. Like you thought it was over with just the starting lineup. Like even their bench came out. Like it's a big hill to climb for Karasuno, and they're down big right now. We start off seeing them down 14-7, but after the two service aces, they're down 16-7, and I think it almost went up to like 18-7 at one point.
Yeah, but I mean the big thing is we have to see Rentaro and like his ability. So like his special thing is that he's so good with his upper body that he can jump up for a serve and then play the blockers, like wait for the blockers to like read block him, and when they block, he just twists his upper body to like readjust the angle. So you see him like say like he's gonna hit a line shot, he'll just twist his body into a cross.
Yeah.
And, like, we even saw that where they like mention it multiple times that like he's even better like the better the blockers are. So we see Suki, who is like one of the best middle blockers that we've seen in the show, and he perfectly reads the block. Even Kageyama like, comes to help him and like blocks like to close it off, and he just twists from like a line shot cross court right to Daichi, and Daichi's like, how the hell, like, why
what am I supposed to do?
Like, there's no way that ball should have came to me. Like, we had two blockers that read it perfectly. And
exactly.
Like, that's what Rentaro does. So we see like that's another like huge like offensive talent that Inarizaki has.
Yeah,
it's like insane to see. Like after like I just talked about like in the last episode, I was like, Toonie, like Inarizaki doesn't look very good, and Toonie's like, just wait and see, dude. Just wait and see. Like we're still gonna learn a lot about him. Like, now I see, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. But I feel like the one thing that was kind of cheesy in this episode was that they said like he always starts off slow, so
Mm.
we didn't really see much from them in the first set.
So we don't
You
see him
were
slow
right,
starting. We don't see him slow
but
starting.
but I mean, it is kind of like their way of like prolonging the series, maybe,
Mm.
Yeah.
because like they are like I don't know if they're the champions or like the second best team, but like they're like the team to be at this
Mm-hmm.
tournament. So we sort of like expected them to be like this good, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I expected them to be this good, but like it just looks like such a big mountain to climb right now. Like I don't know how this like change this the show's like tone changed from the first set, and now the second set seems like such a big like task now, right?
Yeah.
So now that they're
It doesn't
down
even feel like they
big,
won Karasuno won the first set. It feels like they're getting smoked, but like
yeah,
they're still in the game. They're still in the whole set, the whole
yeah,
game.
right. It's they're up 1-0, right? So
Yeah.
so pretty much we see Rintaro. We see a coach in the crowd on from the section saying he has like a really crazy range that like he can spike the ball from thanks to his core, and that like he's actually really smart in the way that he also attacks the middle blockers. Is that like he knows how to how to feint against them and how to like make them react in a specific way, and
Yeah, he
yeah,
basically like baits them a lot of the time.
and I think we see them after him getting the point on Karasuno. He says, "It's not that you're a bad middle blocker. It's that I'm even better when a middle blocker comes. Like
Yeah.
when you're a good middle blocker, and it's easier to control you guys." Yeah. So we see that, and then we also see Karasuno start like targeting Ojiro. This is like we see cut back to the coaching timeout saying, "Hey, let's keep focusing on their ace. Let's make sure that he's tired. Like keep forcing him." And we kind of see him fight back, and we see him do an instant super hard spike. Karasuno recovers, becomes a one touch for them, and Ojiro just slams it right back down, and like you can just see it's so like morally defeating for them, and it was pretty rough.
Yeah.
That was a rough sequence for them.
But like you said, I think Carson really came out with a strategy to really focus on tiring out their ace. You know, they focused a lot of their serves on him, and they were just trying to get him to move around as much as possible. And even in that little like coaching scene that you brought up, he talks about serving it in front of him, so he'd have to like sort of duck down and like dive to go get the ball. So it's just focusing on like getting him to move as much as possible. And it kind of surprises me that they didn't take the strategy from Ushijima's team, because on their team they had literally everyone else just receive the ball instead of them, you know. And I think Ojiro's like he's a top 5 ace, like he shouldn't be going for receives all the time, you know.
Well, there was also like a mention in the episode that was like he is very different than Ushijima or whatever. Sorry, he can reserve their ace friend Inzarizaki can actually return better than Ushijima can. So like that's definitely like a good props to him. And like obviously like the coach said the whole goal is they wanted to get him on one knee, which is going back to like serving in front of him and kind of tiring him out. And we saw it, like it's definitely worked a bit. Like he's messed up some serve or some receives.
Yeah, he did.
And like yes, he is still slamming the ball like an ace should, but like I definitely think he's tired. I definitely think I think their plan is slowly working. I think maybe we'll see in the third set where it pays off. But
yeah, I think towards the end of the episode he actually goes for a cross shot, and actually he hits it so hard because like he's mentally tired. I would assume that he hits it out of bounds, and like
I think he did. He did hit it out of bounds.
Yeah, you sort of see their strategy like paying some dividends, you know.
Wait, but I don't think that was just it though. I feel like things got kind of toxic. So Sugawa got subbed in for Karasuno, and he starts to motivate them, and they go on a little run. Right, Karasuno starts to bring it back. Hinata gets a quick over. We see like them gaining some ground again, right? And so they bring Inarizaki brings in like a pinch server, and his name is Riseki. Sorry, these names don't work out for me.
It's the first year.
Yeah, a first year guy. He said that he was on the bench all of middle school, and that like this is his moment, right? He's like
one serve in middle school and he messed it up.
Yeah, so it's like Suki. It's very similar to like Suki's story. Not Suki. Suki's friend.
Yamaguchi.
Yamaguchi. There we go. Yeah. It's very similar to his story, like not being the best, and so he gets it over, but he gets completely countered by Hinata. Hinata absolutely spikes it on him, and
I don't think that was what the problem was. I think the problem was I think he was supposed to do a different type of serve, and he kind of held back because he wanted that assurance that he would get it over.
oh,
So he was kind of holding back on his own stuff, and that's why you kind of see the cheering crowd sort of boo him
boo
because they
from
could
yeah.
kind of tell like he wasn't going all out, you know?
Yeah, that was the whole point. Was that he just went for the safe serve
Yeah.
to get it
Oh,
in
okay.
versus going for, I don't know whether he was supposed to, like, I don't know if he's supposed to do a float serve or a hard serve, but basically like he like gets pulled out immediately, and the guy on the bench literally says to him
Captain,
like, we don't need you if you're gonna do that.
we
Like,
don't need someone
your
who just
job,
gets the ball over for us. That's like the
yeah,
exact quote.
we need you to have an effective serve. Like, that's what your whole point of bringing you into serve was.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna, yeah, you see what kind of team they are. Like, they expect greatness.
Yep.
Yeah, and to add on to that, right? Like as soon as that timeout ends, you can see there's still some hostility left on the Inarizaki side, and Calm Kageyama comes out. This dude hits them with an absolute beast of a serve and gets a no-touch service ace, and he does this a second time, and Osamu is the one who receives it, and it still goes out. Like, so he just two times service ace them, and it starts to irritate them. They're now frustrated, and you can see, like, it start to affect their game, and quickly it goes.
Made like a snide comment.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The twins kind of got into it.
Yes, I don't know what's going on there, but I hope we see more into that like situation there. I wonder like if maybe their captain's the one who's gonna come in and be like, chill out, like.
Yeah, you could definitely tell the captain sort of like, I don't want to say the backbone of the team because that's definitely Miyatsumu, but he definitely brings a lot of leadership.
He has
I would
some.
assume because,
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say because Miyatsumu kind of seems more laid back, more easygoing. Like, I feel like the captain's sort of the strict, dominant. Like, you know, we got to do this, we got to do this. You know.
Yeah,
So,
he's definitely the stereotypical floor general, like coach in the field type of person. You can tell he's just gonna be super serious. Like, he's gonna play the right way. He's gonna get the whole team on the same page, like back into like focusing up, because obviously you can tell like between like Mia and like the Atsuma and Osumu, like they're both very just like kind of like laid back. Like, they're good. They're just like incredibly good at volleyball, and like they know it, and they're kind of just like chilling, having a good time, you know, thing.
Yeah.
But, and that kind of affects the whole team, I'm sure, and like makes them kind of more laid back instead of focus, right?
Yeah,
sure.
but that leads right into like Osumu hitting a
home run.
A home run. This dude hits the scorecard on like the opposite side.
Yeah.
So we see them. It clearly like him being irritated by the comments made by Atsumu, and like.
I think even Ojiro pointed out that he was sort of like provoking him.
Yeah, so clearly something's going on there. I hope that comes to fruition in like the next episode, and we see like what's going on. And then that pretty much leads us like into the end of the episode. Then we see a substitution for number 4 on Inarizaki, and that is Ojiro, which is their ace, their on-court captain, and it looks like it's for their actual captain. And so that took a little research. I don't think they like out front explained that that's their captain.
Oh yeah.
In the episode, but the preview for the next episode is called Leader, and so I felt like it was okay to kind of go research it. But it seems like that's your actual captain, and to have your captain on the bench, like either he's like one of those guys who was like Daichi, who just said he's willing to give up the role to someone else.
Yeah.
Or he's like, so maybe he like, or he's just someone who's not like really good at volleyball, but he's really good at keeping his team together, kind of thing.
Yeah. So I have a feeling he's like maybe not pure ability as good as the rest of like the starters,
Mm-hmm.
but he's definitely the one that they bring in to like get the team on the right track. And like
Yeah.
you could obviously tell, like you said you looked it up that he was their captain or whatever,
Yeah.
but you could just tell by the way when as soon as they like panned over to him and everyone on Inazuraki just like straightened up like scared.
Yeah, they got it together.
Yeah, like you could just tell like he has that effect that like
Mm.
everyone respects him and is maybe afraid of him. But yeah, like I have a feeling he's not going to be maybe as I think he's going to be good. He might not be like as naturally skilled as the rest of them, but I think he's going to be a solid player. There's no doubt about it.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, but just to add on to that point, it kind of is hard to like break that lineup that they do have, like their starting lineup, because like it's a superstar squad. You know, you got like two really good wing spikers, a really good middle blocker, a libero of course, and a really good like superstar setter. So although he might not, well we don't really know. He might be really good physically too, but it is hard to break that lineup. So maybe he's just like a nice 6-man off the bench, you know.
That'd be kind of nuts. There'd be like no chance. I don't think there'd be any chance for like Karasuno if this guy is like a full-fledged beast of a 6-man.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of like people becoming beasts, bro. Like Kageyama this episode, he took over, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like for all the hype that he gets about being a prodigy, we never really see him go into a match and take it over from like an offensive point of view, you know? Like he's really good with his serves and he has the super quick, but you never see him go in and hit like 3 no-touch aces, you know? So
I think Hinata even like touched on it. He said, "This is calm Kageyama. You pretty much only get this when we play the best, the most powerful teams." It's like Kageyama's way of just like rising to the occasion. If they're playing someone he knows like he needs to take over, because we all know like Karasuno like wasn't really that great of a team before like Kageyama and Hinata got there, and like now like Kageyama knows he's like probably the best player. He's the best player.
He definitely is.
Yeah. So he's kind of like stepping up and saying like, "This is what I need to do to beat Inarizaki."
Yep.
Yeah. I hope we see a cool version of him.
I also think there's definitely a little rivalry there with Miyatsumu, you know.
I think so.
They both know each other from the youth camp or whatever, so
yeah,
they definitely want to go at each other.
He definitely doesn't want to be
for one Japanese setter, right? So it's like Kageyama's got to prove he's number one.
He doesn't want to be shown up, but that's the thing, right? He doesn't want to be like that's like his thing, right? He's always like the best. He doesn't want to be shown up by anyone. They always like he's competitive to a fault, right? So
he doesn't want to be that goody two shoes anymore.
Yeah, I'm excited for next episode. I feel like next week's gonna be a really good week worth of anime.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Friday.
All right, boys. That is Subs No Dubs' reaction to Haikyu to the Top episode 19. Make sure you guys, if you've stuck it out this far, because you're an absolute beast, but hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever you feel like giving it. Hit the subscribe. Tell us in the comments how we can improve these shows and how to better entertain you guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye!